Hi there and welcome back. Something I've been thinking about lately is how hard it can be to restart after a break. Whether you've stepped away from your creative work for a few days, a few weeks, or even longer, coming back to it often feels harder than we expect. Maybe you've been through a busy season and you took time off because you needed it. Or maybe, if you're honest, you just hit a patch where everything felt heavy and you didn't have the energy to keep going. Now you want to get back into your work, but it feels harder than you expected. You wonder where to start. You wonder if it's even worth starting again. You might even be asking yourself whether anyone noticed you were gone. This is such a common part of a creative business, especially if, like many of my clients, you're someone with lots of ideas and sometimes find it hard to follow through. The thing is, creative work ebbs and flows. Business seasons do too. Losing momentum is not a failure, it's part of the process. So, what do you do when you're ready to begin again but feel stuck on how to start? I always encourage my clients to begin where they are, not where they think they should be, not where they hope they'd be by now. Just right here, in this moment, with whatever is in front of them. And instead of trying to rebuild everything all at once, start with one small step. I know how tempting it is to wait until you feel ready or motivated. But motivation doesn't come first, it follows action. The act of starting, even in a small way, creates a little shift. It reminds your brain and your body what it feels like to be engaged in your work again. That first step doesn't have to be big or impressive, it just needs to break the inertia. Once you've done that, it becomes a little easier to reconnect with your why. What matters to you about this work? Who are you doing it for? And what kind of creative business are you building, even if it's unfolding slower than you thought it would? And while you're at it, notice what stories you're telling yourself about losing momentum. Are you judging yourself? Are you making this pause mean something about your worth or about your ability? What would change if you saw this pause not as a failure, but as a resting place? A moment to catch your breath, to gather fresh energy for what comes next. If you're feeling unsure where to begin, ask yourself, what's the smallest, easiest action I can take today? Maybe it's opening your notebook. Maybe it's setting a timer for doing 10 minutes and doing one small task. Or maybe it's simply pausing for a moment, reminding yourself that you don't have to do it all today. You don't need perfect clarity or motivation to begin. You just need to take that first step right where you are. Thanks for listening. If this episode spoke to you, maybe there's someone else who needs to hear it too. Feel free to forward it to a friend. See you next time.